In that neighborhood will be a hub of activity all week long. The Cathedral Village Arts Festival is underway, and it's bringing in a new event this year that blends art, community, and identity. It's called the Leeson Lecture, honoring the late Howard Leeson. The goal to spark public dialogue and invite us to reflect on the role of community and citizenship in our world today. Former Premier and friend Lorne Calvert will be delivering the lecture on Thursday. Don Young is the Executive Director of the Cathedral Village Arts Festival and creator of the Leeson Lecture series. To tell us more about it, Don joins us in studio now. Good morning, Don.
Good morning, Adam. And right off the top,
Yes.
Let me just say to your listeners, I am not the Don Young, who is the legend around town. I've been here 2 years, and I've been bumping into my namesake. He's a lovely guy. I go down to Bonzini's to see him play occasionally, and I am the 2.0 version.
So not a case of a mispronounced name, but a case of mistaken identity. We appreciate you clearing that up for us, Don. When we're talking about the namesake of this Leeson Lectures, first of all, tell people who don't know who Howard Leeson is a bit about him.
Well, Howard was a remarkable man. Born in Lethbridge, grew up in Edmonton, dropped out of high school, joined the Army, went to the States, got involved in the union movement, came back to the U of A in Edmonton, got his PhD, became deputy minister here in Saskatchewan. He was also Grant Notley, Rachel's dad, Grant's chief of staff. And I think he was one of the nation builders. And in later life, he was a rancher up outside Lumsden, and he passed away in the fall.
And well known around the University of Regina parts, and involved in a lot of things around the Constitution back in the early '80s. So when it comes to a lecture series in Howard's name, why did you want to bring that into the festival?
Yeah, well, I see it as running parallel to the festival. We're an arts and music festival, and this is really a lecture about citizenship, which is sort of close but not at the heart of arts. So very briefly, one of your former colleagues, Bruce Steele, approached me a few months ago to say, you know what, it'd be great if in Regina we had something like the Massey Lecture. Leading thinkers and scholars and writers come to town to talk about important social issues. So Bruce and I kicked that around for a bit. Howard passed away, and I thought, you know what, this might be kind of the time to do something like that. I mean, Howard was a giant in social democracy, and, given all the stuff that's happened over the past couple of months with Elbows Up and Trump and this and that, I think there's no better time to be looking at the people who built this nation and celebrating them. So in a nutshell, that's where it came from.
And Don, what can you tell us about the theme, I guess, for this year's inaugural lecture?
Yeah, well, it's not particularly deep. We're juggling a lot, right, at the festival office. But it seemed to me that citizenship in the time of Trump is something that's really worth exploring. And the Cathedral Festival is really about celebrating community. I mean, we have 150 volunteers. We struggle to finance it. We have a bizarre business model, right? We're a free festival, yet we pay everybody. That's a bit odd. So it thrives, and it is thriving because the community comes together and they believe in that concept of citizenship, which is really what Howard was all about when he and the other deputy ministers, all the guys behind the scenes, were able to convince their premiers to repatriate the Constitution and bring it home.
When it comes to the first speaker and a friend of Howard Leeson, Lorne Calvert, what can you tell us about why Lorne is maybe the right person to start this off?
Well, first of all, Lorne is a great talker. Right. He's a United Church minister.
Gifted speaker.
He certainly is. And I knew Lorne distantly through the NDP, through various relationships with the NDP. And so I just reached out to Lorne and I said, I think we should celebrate Howard, and would you be interested in helping? And we have no money. We're doing this for free. And so Lorne said, absolutely. So he stepped up, and so it's Thursday night at the YWCA.
When it comes to the future of this lecture, you mentioned the Massey Lecture. People will have heard of that and know these different lecture series around the world in different places. What's your hope for the future of this? Is this something that's going to be brought back every year at the Arts Festival? Could it be something that happens multiple times a year? What are you hoping for?
Yeah, I'm hoping it becomes a once-a-year flagpole lecture here in Regina. I mean, I've been here almost 3 years now, and I do find it curious that, the home of Tommy Douglas and the CCF and all these like really interesting people here in the community, that we should come together and bring in thinkers and writers and speakers and just have something that innovates, right, and pushes the discussions forward. So, yeah, I'd like to see this happen every year. As you probably know, I used to work at CBC Radio, so Vicky Gabbro's a pal of mine. So I'm thinking maybe Vicky can come next year and talk about public broadcasting.
Sure. I think that's a great idea. And I want our listeners to know, we have listeners all over the province, of course, and many in the Regina area will know about the Cathedral Arts Festival. People may not be familiar with it, but it's a long-standing event in the city, very popular. The streets are packed. Can you describe it for folks who aren't familiar?
Yeah, this is the 34th year. It started in Ken Mitchell's backyard with a bunch of old hippies, playing the guitars and telling the stories. Yeah. And last year we had an estimated 50,000 people. Truth is, that's what I put in all my fundraising letters. I'm not quite sure how many were there. But this year, we've got a little bit of money from the Hotels Association and Tourism Regina. So we have a data collection company that's going to see just who comes, how much money they spend in Regina, how long they stay. And so this year, it started yesterday in the Rainy Parade, goes till Saturday night. We have about 60 different artists, 150 volunteers in 8 venues. And so we have the Leeson Lecture on Thursday night. We're also doing a Francescois night of music at the Artesian on Thursday night. Tonight at the YW, we're doing a ribbon skirt crafting and storytelling session. We got the Poetry Slam tomorrow. We've got, rock and roll Friday, Saturday. So a cathedral as a sort of a community of boomers, struts its stuff, right?
Yeah, it's a fantastic event. And the Saturday, walking the street, as always, you see so many people, and it's such a good gathering of folks. And so looking forward to checking out this year. Don, thanks so much for coming in.
Okay, well, thank you for the invitation.